Hello guys and welcome back to MedIndian. Today we're going to continue with the discussion about one of the free resources that we discussed in the 5 top free resources that you must use for your preparation. And one of those was PYQ. Why are we saying that it is a very underrated app? Why are we saying that it's underrated? It's basically because it is a free app that is, of course, it has subscription plans that are there, but the free version itself gives you access to so many of the very good content that is there on the app, and it is underrated because even at its peak usage, hardly around 3,000 to 3,500 people used to give the daily tests and discuss on the platform. And now after the exams, almost it has gone down to 1,000 to 2,000 people giving daily tests and exams on the app. So it is a very underrated resource. It is a hidden gem. It is basically based on data analysis by data scientists who have analyzed a lot of people who have given the exams over the years, and it has basic questions like that have been asked previously. It has questions from Inicet, from AIMS, from JIPMER, from PGI, from NEET, from Fmge, and from DNB exams that were conducted previously as well. So it is the closest to the actual NEET or Inicet exam because they have the idea about the type of questions that are asked, and they generally repeat the questions. In general, we think that we will remember the questions that we have already seen, but then we see that if the questions are repeated after a period of time, that we would have either forgotten the question or the concept behind the question. So they keep repeating a few questions again and again. Even though it is such a good resource and it is almost available for free, almost all the features are available for free. Why is it that it is underrated? It's mainly because some of the questions do have a few mistakes, but then the best part about it is that there are discussions that are there on the app. That is for each question there is a section called as discussion, which is very unique to the PPG app, and it actually the other students who are also preparing for the exam point out the mistakes, and then they also give resources from which they are talking about, and also if there are updates and if there are any new mnemonics that you can remember. So that is a very good plus point here. This is not there in any other app. So coming to what is the unique feature about the PPG that is not there on any other app. The first thing is the questions are easy to moderate. There are also tougher questions, but there are easy to moderate questions in the daily test. It is a must give. You have to be consistent. The daily test have to be given. They have something called daily tests and weekly grand tests, GTs. So they have generally easy to moderate questions, and it can be a very good confidence booster for anybody who has just given the NEET exam and has not got that good rank and want to restart their preparation. And they have these daily tests. They have this daily test series wherein they have combined 2 to 3 subjects together. Like for example, here you can see that they have combined anesthesia, orthopedics, and radiology. That is going to have clinical focused questions, 50 questions daily. That will be for 35 minutes. So it will hardly take around 30 minutes for the questions, and then for review around even if you take around 30 minutes in the initial phase, if you allot 1 hour per day for this, it is going to be a very useful. It is going to be very high yielding for the exams. And every day they post certain subject combinations, like pediatric psychiatry and skin is allotted for June 8th, that is Wednesday, then so on. And they also have clinical focused mini mock tests, and they used to give this even before the exams, like 75 question NEET pattern questions that were like basically clinical questions that had been previously asked or either the topics surrounding that. So this is very useful. They also release full length mock test, that is like, say for example, 200 questions in 210 minutes. That is going to be the same as the NEET pattern questions. So that is going to run for 7 days. That is going to be active for 7 days. You can take it in those 7 days and then review them. Of course, in the initial stages, it is going to be very difficult to take 1 GT every week, but in the later revision phases, that can be very, very useful. So this is about the daily test, and these are all available for free. So how to use the PPG app for your preparation, how to inculcate it and make it a part of your preparation. Basically, they have these daily questions, and it is very important to be consistent in the preparation. And when you are doing the questions again and again, even if they are repeat questions, you will, by the time you go for the exam, you will be confident with the topics and the topics that are important. Initially, most people find it difficult to identify what are the important topics and what are the things that need to be given more importance than others, because we all know that there are 19 subjects and the syllabus is vast, and because the syllabus is vast, it is very important to know what are high yielding topics, what are the questions that are constantly repeated, so that we don't do mistakes in those questions. So the best idea is to use the daily test without fail. And even if for example, somebody who's starting out now, even if you have not finished anesthesia, orthopedics and radiology as subjects in your like for videos that you from whichever app you're using, it is going to be very useful, because you're going to learn from the mistakes that you do, and then again these three subjects are going to repeat about 2 to 3 weeks later in the same pattern, because they give daily tests on the same by combining the same subjects. So when you give that test again, some of the questions might be repeated, and then you realize that okay, this mistake I did last time also, and this time also I've made the same mistake. So that is going to be very useful in your preparation if you start off daily and keep giving this test consistently till your exams. And in that way you can and you can also in subsequent revisions, or after your first reading of the subjects from your respective sources, when you go for the a revision, you can actually give 1 hour before the subject, just to go through the high yield topics and then give the test. That in that way you will be doing repeated revision, and during while taking the test, that will be like active recall. And that is a very useful tool. And to think that these sources are available for free is amazing. They're doing an amazing job. They have this prep DNA, wherein you can know which are the subjects that you are weak at, and which are the subjects that you need to concentrate more on. And they also have this daily progress analysis, wherein you can from the beginning, initially when you're starting off on the app, you will be somewhere around they have the readiness index, and somewhere you'll start off with around less than 25, and then you can go up to 99 readiness index on the scale. And basically it is going to be showing your showing the analysis of how you should prepare, what are the things that you are weak at, what are the subjects that you need to look at and improve those subjects in order to get the good at those subjects. So coming to the success rate is very important. This is what most of us here found at MedIndian found very important. It is important to get the easy questions right than the moderate and the hard, than the hard and the very hard questions, because everybody gets the easy questions right, and if you get those wrong, it'll become very difficult to catch up with the rank and the marks, because a lot of people will start clustering around after the 500 mark or the 1000 mark. There is going to be clustering of clustering of marks. So a lot of people, around 100 to 200 people will be there for each mark. That is, for example, if somebody has got 570 marks, there is going to be 200 people who are going to be there at that position, at least those many people. So it is very important to get the easy questions right. Everybody makes silly mistakes in the exam, but in order to reduce the silly mistakes, it is very important to give easy questions and get those right. So this is a very good indicator of how good you are at these questions. This is just one example of one of the members of MedIndian that we have taken as example. So here the best they say that the best predictor is to get the easy questions right, and then once you are getting the easy questions right, you can go for the moderate questions, and once these two are strong enough, you should think of the very hard questions. The very hard questions are generally most people get it wrong, except for the top few who are going to be within the top 10 rank. So it is okay if you make a mistake in that, because everybody would have made a mistake in that, and that will not be the rank decider, at least where there is clustering. So coming to one of the unique points that I mentioned about pre-PG in the previous video was that there is something called the discussion section, wherein, say for example, so what is this discussion point? For example, you've made a mistake in one of the questions, and So for example, Alzheimer's disease, the plaque is made up of. So this is quite a confusing topic, and people will have confusion between tau protein or beta amyloid. The others have very little confusion. So you can also see the percentage of people who have got the question right, and they have, based on their data analysis, they have assigned easy, moderate, very hard, very easy to each question. So and this is something that is confusing. So if you see, the explanation is quite big, and you can't remember all of those. So when you don't have time, or if you just go through the explanation or the discussion, this is what is this discussion. Explanation is what is given by the app or by the people of the app, and discussion is where the students who are preparing for the exam will tell how they remember it. So here there is easy how to remember this easy. Tangles are made of tau, so T for T, and amyloid composed of A beta plaque, so A for A. So this is how you can remember it for longer time, and you can this is like a lucid way, and it's an easy way to remember things, because this is like you're discussing with one of your friends, and when you discuss it or when you see that somebody of your own competitors is knowing this, and this is how they remember, you will remember it for a longer time. So this is true for all the questions. So you can see. This is, for example, this is one of the questions based on scoring system, and here they'll mention if this was a previously asked question. If there is, for example, see this example, the carrying capacity of any given population is determined by its, and here they've mentioned these are the exams, previously asked exams where this question was asked, and this is important. And a lot of questions are like that. So for example, the number of OI in prepubertal age group is, and when we are reading through these things, we don't think that it is important unless and until it has been asked in the previously, and they marked it as a previous year question. So when that is asked, it is easier for you to remember, because the brain subconsciously wants to remember things that are asked previously. So that is very important, and that is easy. That's going to make the question easy. So they have questions from all the way back from 2008, and it has questions of state-wise DNB, INICET, AIPMT, NIMANS, everything. So the questions are going to be repeated, especially in INICET. And for people who are thinking of NEET, the Fmge previous 3-year questions are also very important. Coming to some of the other useful features, this is about the countdown timer. You can select the exam that you are preparing for. For example, if you are trying for INICET November 2022, you can select that, and then it shows the number of hours, the days, and the minutes. And this is especially useful in the last 2 months, where it will keep showing you not to slack off your preparation. Like it shows you it's only 30 days left, and you have to keep preparing, and that is going to be useful. Some of the other features like guided revision, the flashcards, and clinical videos, some of them are all under the subscription plans. The subscription is basically going to cost you around valid till November INICET, that is 6,512, and for NEET 2023 it is going to be 11,536. You can decide based on how you feel about using the app. You can use most of the features for free, and if you think it is useful, and if you want more, you can always go for the premium subscriptions of the app. But other than that, there is also this guided revision and daily revision. You can retake and review the test that you have taken any number of times. For example, if you want to review the test, it shows you what are the questions that you did wrong, and what are the subjects that you are weak at. And for example, in this, you can it tells you how to improve your rank, what are the easiest topics or the weakest topics from that test that you got wrong. So you can always get them right and strengthen your topics. Then you can retake the test, or you can review the test again and again, and it keeps they keep sending you how much time you are taking on the app, how much you are using the app. This learning tool is basically for videos. None of us in our group used videos, so we can't really talk about it, but if you want to try them out, you can always try the videos that are available for free and decide. Then Insights is basically whatever we have already discussed. It is some of the features are available for free, some of them in-depth analysis is not available for free, but you can always get to know the basic idea, and they also explain what they mean by each of these, how much in each subject is good enough, and what you need to do to improve each of them. So overall, it's a very good data-driven tool which tells you where you stand, where you should improve, and what are the things that you need to concentrate on, and what are the high yield topics. So it is definitely a very good app, especially the free version. And if you like the free version, you can always go for the subscription. It is definitely worth the money as well. Okay, that gets us to the end of our video about pre-PG. Why it is a very useful tool. It is an underrated tool. You should definitely try it out. Of course, there are mistakes, and we have already pointed out that you can see the discussion section and see if there are any mistakes beforehand. You should definitely use it and make it a part of your preparation. Use all the daily tests. It is going to be very useful. And you can check out the discussion section of the app. The discussion section of the app has a few days after the results. It has people telling how they use the app, how to make best use of the app. There is also this study circle that is there in the app where you can make groups of people that are similarly placed. That is, the readiness index is same. Or you can choose people that you know, and you can make a group wherein you can discuss. You can motivate each other to do well in the exams. And also you can create your own custom questions and challenge other people in the circle to take the same questions, and you can improve on each day. So that is it about this video. Please let us know if you found this video useful, and if you have any other free resource that you found useful during your preparation, or if you have found it and want others to know, do let us know in the comment section. And thank you for watching.